Hello, I'm Lorraine Stevenson. I'm Ernst & Young's Oceania Climate Change Leader here at Carbon Expo 2009. Ernst & Young is a major sponsor of the conference, and we're very pleased here to meet with our clients and our colleagues and our industry regulators today. We're working with clients in a number of different service areas right across the board, looking at advisory and assurance work and very much building capacity to help our clients deal with the carbon pollution reduction scheme. Our capacity is very much built on the traditional Ernst & Young services, and we have a new overlay in dealing with the carbon markets going forward. And so one of the great opportunities here at Carbon Expo is to understand the developments that are happening both with our clients and also in terms of the regulatory nature of the scheme coming forward. One of the questions I'm asked most often is, what is Ernst & Young doing at a Carbon Expo? And it is a good question. Traditionally we've worked in the areas of assurance and audit and tax, and our advisory practice has helped companies with their strategies and implementation going for a number of different areas. One of the new areas, of course, is carbon, and particularly the response to the carbon pollution reduction scheme. The reality is that this is an issue that will affect all business in Australia. It's a whole of economy issue, and so one of the real challenges is to build our capacity as Ernst & Young to help our clients both meet compliance but also to develop very competitive strategies going forward. So within Ernst & Young we have a specialised team that have a range of different skill sets that are different to the traditional ones. We have a lot of engineers and scientists and lawyers and economists, as well as those with a commercial background. And the great opportunity is that we work with that very focused team across a virtual team in the firm looking at the traditional areas. So we have to build our own capacity, drawing on our experience in Europe and now North America, and particularly in the CDM markets internationally. So one of the real opportunities we have as Ernst & Young is to develop those capacities, but using our mainstream skill sets and then draw in the new ones and also evolve as we need to move forward. And within Ernst & Young we have a lot of interconnections between our focus team on climate change and sustainability services, but also working, of course, in terms of the matrix of service offerings and capacities that we have. So if you look at if you take into context the visual here, looking at all the interconnections across the firm, and this works both from an internal perspective in allowing our partners to understand the new opportunities going forward, but also of course very much helps our clients to answer that question, why is Ernst & Young involved in the carbon market? We have enormous capacity from our experience in Europe, and we are the largest private developer of CDM in the world, and so that's allowed us to understand what those issues are. What we are doing at the moment is understanding the regulatory nature of the change in Australia, for example also in North America and in Europe, and we'll be very much seeing the outcome of Copenhagen as something that will dictate the way that business reacts to these regulatory changes going forward. So 2010 looks like being a very exciting year in terms of building the capacities and working with our clients, one, to ensure that they meet the letter of the law, but second of all to make sure they remain very competitive going forward. One of the opportunities that we have in Ernst & Young is to understand the regulatory changes and the impact on clients, and to work with both risk and opportunity. It's very important that we offer very commercial and well-proven solutions to the issues that are coming, even though the capacity within our clients is quite variable. We have clients that of course have experience internationally, that have worked in the European scheme and have worked perhaps in other trading mechanisms, but the emergence of the CPRS in Australia requires us to offer a new range of services, new capacities, and to work with clients both who are directly impacted by the scheme and those that are indirectly impacted. And one of the observations would be here at Carbon Expo is that those that are directly impacted of course have invested and built capacity. However, the observation would be that there is significant variation in terms of the understanding of the risks and the opportunities, and therefore we need to be able to respond to those different clients and their needs as we also look at the opportunities both internationally and domestically in Australia as the regulatory regime emerges next year.